for anyone who ends up with messes in their house, but has frustration from the mess. So if that is you, stick around because I want to talk about something. I feel like we need to talk about this. And I feel like it's maybe one of the biggest lessons I've learned in 5 years of decluttering and minimalism. And this channel is a platform for me to share. And I want to share what I have been reflecting on lately in a way that I hope helps you, as I do with every video. I hope every video helps at least one person. My name is Erica Lucas. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to talk about decluttering, but what happens after. And you end up with a lot of videos of people getting rid of stuff, right? On my channel specifically, I have hundreds of videos of me getting rid of stuff, decluttering, donating, trashing, selling, giving away, whatever it is. There is something that changed for me 2 years ago, which was 3 years into my journey. I decluttered thousands of things. And 2 years ago, I started simplifying everything in our home, our lives, our calendar, my heart and soul, everywhere started to need to be even simpler, more than just letting go of stuff, of items. It needed to be easier to take care of the things that we'd chosen not to declutter, that we'd chosen to keep. I needed that to be easier. And it took me a little while to figure it out. And that's what I want to make sure that I communicate, that it's not an overnight thing. Getting to a place where messes don't bother you, where your kids are playing, they're working on a big art project, it doesn't bother you anymore. It used to create so much anxiety for me because I had nowhere to clean things up to. I didn't have a routine or a system or organization to put things away. And it took me years to let go of the things that we really didn't need to hang on to anymore, and years to develop a rhythm. And things changed in a big way for me 2 years ago. I started to wander around my house looking for something to do. I had free time. I had less to manage. I had systems and routines in place that managed the stuff we did keep. And that just got better the last 2 years. I have now routines that are part of systems that it feels like my house can run when I'm not here. And that's a really good feeling as a mom, that I can step out and go for a girls' weekend, and I'm going to come home and everybody knows where things belong. They know a system for cleaning up. It doesn't have to all be on me, like the responsibility I used to assume. My husband helps so much. He always has, and will do anything that I asked him to do. But I took ownership of everything because I had no organization, and I felt like it was my fault that our life was like it was, just messy all the time and stuff everywhere. And that's a realization, maybe it's just maturity, but I have come to realize that it doesn't have to be me. If these are things that my kids want to keep, then they need to figure out how to take care of them. Now they're older, right? They're 3 to 5 years older than when I started on this revolutionary journey here in my life. I had to get rid of a lot. I mean, I feel like we probably have donated over the years 75% of what we owned. I needed to have routines, and I needed them to be part of a bigger picture, a system. So for me, when I think about a system, let's pick apart laundry. Well, my laundry system has a lot of routines. The kids have a routine of putting their clothes in their hamper. They have a routine of bringing me their hamper on their laundry day. 2 of them are starting to learn to do their own laundry. That's a different part of life. I have a checklist where I have already determined what I'm washing every day of the week. I no longer have to make those decisions. I no longer have to look at the basket of clothes and decide what needs washing today. It all is predictable. The decision has been made. I follow a checklist, and my husband can go in and jump on the checklist on the day, or he can look at the prior day and see what I didn't get to and finish that for me. It is literally Velcroed to my washing machine so that he can do that and I can do that, and we can keep the wheels going on the laundry bus. Another system is my recipe organization. 10 years ago, I started this before I had a YouTube channel. I wrote a table of contents in the front of every one of my sections in my recipe binder: chicken, beef, kids' favorites. I just hand wrote it on a loose leaf piece of paper and kept it in my recipe binder. Over time, I formalized that by typing it up and making it look pretty using Canva, and started using it that way for several years. So when I take a recipe out and it's not working for our family anymore, I can just cross it off the table of contents in my chicken section. As we try new recipes and they get added to the table of contents. It's just a handwritten table of contents. That system works well because it ebbs and flows with tastes, with children's opinions about food that they love one day and don't love the next day. It's not just about the organization of stuff that you chose to keep. It's about how you manage it and how you use it, and coming up with the routines and systems that make it possible and simple for me to manage all the things we've chosen to keep. And that was a realization about 2 years ago when I was walking around looking for something to do, and I realized that things are operating exactly how I hoped they would someday as a result of decluttering, that life was easier and simpler. Another system is my cleaning system, my weekly reset system, where every single day that we focus on a room in the house and we get opportunities to declutter and organize and clean a little bit deeper week to week in each room in our house. I just really wanted to talk about this with you, that even if you get rid of thousands of things, it doesn't mean your life's not going to be messy. The goal for me that I didn't have my sights on until it was happening was that it needs to be easy to manage the things we've chosen to keep. And routines and systems make that possible. And maybe you're not a checklist person and you could just take a piece of paper and write down your thoughts, and that's your way of organizing and creating routine and systems. We all have routines and systems that work for us in our homes. And when you add a layer of decluttering only down to what you want to manage, all of that works a little bit easier. And when you finally have that feeling, you can't imagine going back. Problem level clutter, blocking safety exits. I had no vision for getting out of it. I didn't know how to do it. And that started me on this journey and talking with you every week. I think a weekly reset process was a real big game changer for us 2 years ago, where I just started writing down a room a day and then a cleaning task throughout the house, dust the whole house, mop all the floors, whatever it was. I just started mapping that out 7 days a week, 6 days a week, actually, or I don't do anything on Sundays, 6 days a week, and then formalizing that for myself and then repeating it week after week after week. And that system built on itself over time. And looking back 2 years ago, that system felt hard to start, but now it runs itself and it's beautiful, and it's so much less. I mean, I really don't have any stress at the house now. And when there's a mess, the kids clean it up, or I am able to clean it up so much easier. A lot of that is a mindset change, but it's also just figuring out how to make life simple. This video here, I organized a couple of things in the room I'm sitting in right now. I have since changed that chair, but the library basket is still sitting there next to that chair. This is that video here. Take care. I hope you're doing well. See you in the next video.